here's Daddy Doyle. Woo! And next we have Ronan Doyle. Yeah. I'm married to my wife, Casey. My oldest son is Ronan. He is 3.5. And then my youngest son is Henry, and he is 10 months. My favorite thing is definitely our family basketball games. We play on the Little Tykes hoop upstairs.
Gets pretty heated.
And it is a ton of fun. It is a ton of fun. Yeah, I grew up Irish Catholic kid on the east side of Indianapolis. I went to Holy Spirit and then on to Cathedral High School. Yeah, and just grew up doing every sport I could. I had a great group of friends, great parents who would give anything just to get me here or there. And sisters, I grew up with 3 sisters, so that was a fun dynamic, not having a brother. So yeah, it was a great childhood and grew up with great friends where we could ride our bikes to each other's house all the time. So yeah, it was the best.
When we met in college, we did meet at a party on Park Street, and funny enough, so I was talking with another girl about U of I, in Illinois. Jack overheard the conversation and thought I had said University of
U of I.
U of I. Okay, yes, yeah. And kind of interrupted my conversation and said, oh yeah, I live in Indiana. And I was like, Indiana? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm from Illinois, and I was kind of probably rude, for lack of a way to put it, and cut him off. And his best friend came up to me and was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He said, do you know who this is? And he was like, this is Jack Doyle. I said, well, I don't know who Jack Doyle is, but I don't care. And I walked away. But he re-pursued me that night, and we started talking, and he still jokes he put my number in his flip phone at the time. So it was just the start of it all. Yep.
With the first pick in the 2013 NFL Draft.
April 2013. We watched the draft from his college apartment, and some of his buddies came into town, his family came into town. We're kind of anticipating that we're not gonna see his name. And then Indianapolis, ironically, had the last pick, Mr. Irrelevant. It was not Jack. We were kind of just sitting there, like, not expecting it to be him, but a part of us was like, how cool would this be? Soon after his phone rang, the Titans said they wanted to bring him on. We went and found an apartment in Nashville. We were all about Nashville at the time because, you're out of college. It was close to where we went to college. And we literally were going to sign the paperwork that day. And he gets a phone call that he had been picked off the waivers by the Colts. I was a little emotional. I didn't know what to expect at the time. We got in his little Chevy S10. Jack had a car that I was as tall as, so if that tells you anything. We got back to Indy, and I did immediately feel better because we went straight to his parents' house. I mean, how many people can get that call and then go hang out at their in-laws and kind of process everything? And I saw how excited his parents and family was. And then 7, 8 years later, here we are. And I appreciate it more and more now.
Where's Marlon? What number is he? 25, good job. I think I've learned patience a lot. Chris has a great saying. He's like, you have a process, right? If things aren't working out, you don't change the process. The process works. You just dig deeper into that process. And that's one thing I've learned with kids, I guess, is kind of sticking with consistency with them when you're raising them and trying to teach them things and trying to get them to eat their vegetables or things like, silly things like that. So it's fun. It's made me a better person, and then in turn that makes me a better football player.
It's funny because as a dad, Jack's not a perfectionist. He's a very laid-back guy, but in football he can be a perfectionist, and he'll sit there when he's watching film and just critique himself in so many ways. And I love when Ronan comes and watches film with him because I think it's good for him to really he kind of checks back into reality when Ronan's there, and it's a good reminder that it's never going to be perfect. But like he said, you've got to enjoy the game at all times, just like you have to enjoy being a parent at all times.
Caught by Doyle. Off the plane. Call the touchdown. Second and goal. End zone caught. Jack Doyle for the Indianapolis touchdown.
Started out trying to make the roster there and trying to fit in on special teams and do what I could on offense and a lot of blocking. And that was fun. I like that. And then, the role just has grown through the years. And It's just fun. I love playing football. I really do, and it's my favorite thing to do.
Hoyer, pump and throw, touchdown, Jack Doyle.
I want to be relied on. I want to be trusted. I think that's the definition of a good teammate, is a guy you can trust and a guy that you know has your back. And I've picked up a lot of leadership techniques from different guys through the years. And the best way to communicate with a guy and get your point across without coming off a certain way, or that is something that I do. I feel like I do well, and doing it in a way that you don't come off like you're better than them or anything like that, but you're pushing them to get better.
You know, we talk about getting better every day, but it's not just about getting yourself better, it's about getting your teammates better. And that's the kind of player Jack is. He's not only a great player himself, but everyone in that locker room would tell you that he elevates everybody's game. He's always finding a way to make other players better. Number one, by the standard he sets for himself, but number two, just his knowledge of the game and his love for his teammates, you know, to push them and to help them, especially the younger players, learn the offense, how we're gonna fit up the block, what we're trying to do in the passing game. I mean, this guy's unbelievable.
Jack! Good job, buddy!
That locker room is now going into my 8th season. It's the closest I've been a part of. And that's awesome. And you come together as a team, you're gonna play better. You're gonna play for each other harder. You're gonna do things like that. And then Coach Frank and the staff, they're awesome. I mean, Coach has such a calm demeanor and like something you can gravitate towards and lean on when you need it. And I love playing for Frank.
I think one of the reasons that Jack garners so much respect in the locker room and around the league is the consistency of what he's done on and off the field. I mean, the production he's had on the field, he does it every week, and he's a complete player. He's good in the run game, he's good in the pass game, and it's consistent every week. But then he's the same guy in the locker room every day. This is a guy whose ego is really in check, and everyone knows that, and it's one of the reasons he commands such great respect.
The passion behind seeing a hometown kid getting to play for his team is, I mean, there's nothing better. And it even does, you know, for me, even though I'm not from Indianapolis, it gives me chills just thinking about it all. And, you know, just the reality that this kid grew up here, and for him to be running out of a tunnel that I know as a little boy, he watched these games on TV, you know, and never in a million years did he think that that would be his, you know, his future one day. So you always hope it and you want it, and he probably wrote it in his little journal, but I don't know that he ever actually believed it, and now it's here, so it's amazing.
At tight end from Western Kentucky, and